I'm Chi Alia and welcome to this video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I want to talk about top in-demand, well-paying tech jobs that anyone can get into full-time or as a side hustle. You don't have to have any previous tech experience or degrees in computer science. With a little bit of effort, you can get into these jobs. Anyone can do it, just a little bit of effort. Let's get into it. It's all about the art of hustling and getting into that well-paying job or flexible job that you have been wanting for so long. So I've been seeing a spike in the watch time of my switching to a tech career video and the software engineering pros and cons. So if you haven't seen them, go check them out. The cards will just be right here. And so I decided to do a list of tech careers that anyone can get into with just a little bit of effort. I'm guessing a few people are searching for ways to get into tech career. Everyone's looking for some way to get a side hustle or a well-paying job here. So if you are one of these, keep watching. I've created this list based on three things: the opportunities available for that job role, the salary, and the learning curve is going to take to get your first gig. These are jobs that I would definitely look into if I didn't already have a software engineering job. This video is going to be short and sweet, and so if you're here for it, keep watching. Before we begin, I just want to say my channel is all about tech, career, productivity, and life. So feel free to click that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out when I put up a new video. You don't have to do anything I say, no pressure. So for the first one on the list, in no particular order at all, web development. For this, at the very entry level, involves building websites with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language that kind of just helps the site to be dynamic. It does mean that you have to learn a little bit of code, but I don't think that this job role is ever going to go out of demand as long as the web exists. This is a great way to start a tech career, and if you are familiar with a content management tool like WordPress, you can get even more creative and land more clients. It is an almost perfect side hustle, so you can land clients on the side and build their websites for them. The learning curve for this is not even too high because there are so many tutorials out there that are free. You can check out places like Code Academy and W3 School. Even on YouTube, guys like Travesty Media, they do a great job of just summarizing everything that you need. You can learn so much before you decide to even look for a paid instructor, and they get paid a good amount depending on your location. So it's definitely one place to start. My next one is a UX UI designer. This is a very in-demand job role. A lot of companies definitely hire people to design mock-ups. So before development or any coding takes place, a UX UI designer is usually hired to design a mock-up of how a client wants their website to look like or their app to look like. So if you're super creative and have a good eye for graphic design and just detail in general, this is for you. People in these roles focus on designing interfaces and creating meaningful experiences for users. A lot of people can actually do this if you're creative. We've spent so much time on different apps and different websites that you kind of already have a feel of how a website should flow or how an app should flow. So just with a little bit of, training and effort, you can actually get into a place where you pick up an entry-level job. It may exist as a whole, but also exists individually as a UX designer or UI designer role. A web designer exists as a similar role, and if you're going into design, it's advisable to do some research to really understand what the role requires from you. A UX UI designer, depending on where you are, earns anywhere from about 70 grand to 100 grand. I feel like UX UI designers are super zen. Have you guys seen that meme comparing developers and designers. So funny. So another one is customer service. Now, most companies have some sort of customer relation team that kind of maintains the relationships with customers. Having a tech background is not really a prerequisite for you to get into this role. Anyone that's comfortable working with computers and a good knowledge of tech stuff can actually get into this role. And most companies do on-site trainings for new staff. During your training will kind of give you clarity as to most of the stuff that you're going to be working with. Don't think that you have to know everything before you can deal with customer service. One of the main skills they look for here is having good communication skills, patience, and just the ability to learn and to kind of deal with people in general. Don't let the idea that you don't have enough of tech skills keep you from getting that money. To get into these roles, it doesn't take a whole bunch of stuff that you have to learn. It's just your open-mindedness to learn more things on the job as you go. Another job role is copywriting. So if you're not interested in any of the tech stuff, this is one that you can go into. But for this one, you have to kind of be good at writing. Now, copywriting is not only for tech, but it's used a lot in the tech industries. So when clients have built their websites and they want someone to manage the content that is now being populated on those sites, they need some sort of copywriter to do this. Think about all the websites that you look at, the marketing campaigns that come into your phones as emails. Those are usually written by copywriters. As a copywriter, you come into this space now to fill up that digital content. If you have a good writing background, this is your time to break that out and use it to get into this role. Now, a plus for this is if you can also use content management tools like WordPress, which I mentioned earlier, the whole clientele out there. But that being said, you don't have to pressure yourself. If you're all about the hustle and you just want to put more money into your account, you can go that extra mile. Another one is a product manager. As a product manager, you're kind of in a lot of teams, from the sales team to the operations team to the dev team. Yes, you would need a lot of organization skills for this, a lot of patience. Your job here is basically to look at the product from a higher level view and make sure that that product will fulfill everything that it's designed for. You're going to be in a lot of meetings. You're going to be acting as the middleman, conveying information from the sales team and the operations team to the development team, and making sure that the features that are being implemented and split into tasks for the development team, and whatever the feedback comes from the development team is being given back to the operations and sales and the teams in a way that they can digest. You guys get what I mean? In short, you're just in charge of determining what success looks like for that product. So you're seeing the development of a product through from the day the idea is conceived to the day it goes into the market, basically. So another role is a role of a tech recruiter. So as a tech recruiter, you're responsible for finding candidates and assessing candidates to fill technical jobs at different companies, or it can be at a particular company depending on how you work. Tech recruiter technically just falls under HR, and you don't necessarily have to have a tech background to be able to do this. Although it might be hard to use this as just a side hustle because it's not really easy to find a part-time job. Oh no, actually I've actually been offered a part-time tech recruitment role before. Yeah, so you can actually still use this as a side hustle. The learning curve for this is not very high. Most of the skills that you have to develop are written and spoken communication, emotional intelligence, a lot of people skills. As for the opportunities, there are quite a lot of opportunities for that depending on where you are. For Melbourne, where I am, yes, there's a lot of opportunities here. Now, the average salary for a tech recruiter in Australia, I would say, is between 75 and 80. It's a great salary, and if this is just your side hustle, even better. So another one is product testing. Yes, this can be a tech role, especially if the products are related to tech, obviously. So product testing is usually done under market research. As a tech product tester, you'll be required to use maybe apps, websites, or maybe hardware devices in ways that a normal user would use it. So you're basically required to try and break that product. Not physically break it, but like use it in a way that the companies haven't thought of. They want to get a different perspective, which is a user's perspective. And for this one, the learning curve is basically very low. It's so easy to get into, so long as you can communicate and give feedbacks. But the one thing is that in terms of opportunities, it's not really easy to get into, because for these researchers and this testing, they might be looking for, companies might be looking for a particular demographic, and you might not know what they want or where you fall into. So now the final one I want to talk about is tech sales. Every company has a sales team that goes out there and pitches the product that they have developed to potential clients. This might be perfect for you if you already have some sort of experience in sales. So when you go into these teams, obviously there are trainings and you get to learn about the product as you are working. With that, you don't have to stress too much about what you know, what to know and what to not know before you get into that type of job. So long as you have some good sales experience and you're teachable and willing to learn, you can go into this job. I would say the learning curve for this is not there at all. It's low as well, easy to get into. The opportunities are also there. For this one as a side hustle, I'm not too sure about that, because most companies will likely want to hire you full-time just so that you can kind of be part of the operations and know how things work. This way, when you're ready to go and pitch to a potential client, you know what you're talking about. There are not a lot of side or hustle opportunities, but it would make a great first tech job. I hope you've been able to pick up something useful from this video. Drop a comment below and let me know. Let me also know if there's something I have missed from the list. It would be good to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It would just let me know that you guys enjoyed the video and motivate me to make more for you all. If you want to connect with me, you can also connect with me on social media. And I will see you next week for another video.